The first high school reunion I attended was not my own, but I knew that the strangers I was meeting had birth dates within a year of one another. Astoundingly, some of the grads looked as if they were still in high school, while a few could have passed for their grandparents. That was the first time it struck me how differently people age. And I was looking only at the outside, the part that matters least. Even then, in my mid-20s, I'd been around yoga long enough to know, intellectually anyhow, that while we live in mortal bodies, we are immortal spirit. Not only that, the same yogic lifestyle that nurtures and develops the soul also impacts the body and the rate at which it ages. But in that hotel banquet hall with its white tablecloths and popular open bar, the theoretical became practical. Each of us has the choice to age randomly, taking our chances with genetic roulette, or we can age like a yogi. Modern medicine calls the postponement of pathology in later life mitigation of morbidity. This means that if you live to be 90, you get to be fully alive for 90 years or 89 in some months, instead of spending 20 years or more embroiled in discomfort and decline. Yoga and its sister science, Ayurveda, have been mitigating morbidity for several thousand years. Aging well draws on a combination of factors. These include our hereditary mapping, past exposure to toxic chemicals or excess sunlight, physical accidents and emotional traumas, and the eating, drinking, sleeping, moving, working, and thinking norms throughout our lives. In addition to genetics and lifestyle, culture influences how people age. Dan Buettner's seminal book, The Blue Zones, which looked at places around the globe where people were living both long and well, showed that in societies where elders are revered, where everyone has a role in community life and where being active and productive in one's 80s and 90s is expected, robust longevity is common. Western urban and suburban mores tend to be the opposite of this. But we can create personal blue zones using tools from yoga and Ayurveda. These systems are life-altering, sacred even, and the wisdom that resides within you is a super system. When yoga does what it's meant to, it connects you to this wisdom, starting with an acknowledgement of who you really are. We don't get into metaphysical verities in our daily transactions, nor do we need to. If you ask who I am, I'll say Victoria Moran. Okay, but that's a married name. I used to have a different one. I'm in my 70s. True, but I was once 17 and may one day be 87. I live in New York City.